post-game review. Sorry for no videos.
Sorry.
So, post-game review. No actual video because it's dark and probably won't only see our face like every other light that's on the highway. We are coming home from BB Wars.
Ballahack Airsoft.
It was hosted by G&G and Airsoft GI. So yeah, this weekend, first day was nice and dry. Second day was like Katrina over
Hurricane Katrina. That's not something to joke about.
So with all that dude said, you guys want to put your 2 cents? What was your favorite moment of the whole day? Because we've been talking about the weekend in general, but what was your favorite moment? Or your best or favorite moment this whole weekend?
Shit. Can I say 2?
Sure.
Can I have 2 favorites?
Sure.
Okay. First one was yesterday when we were all in that cesspool of like humans that needed to be medicked, and we were all on like the front lines like, medic please, and then we all got medicked and we pushed all the way into the town, like me, Owen, Cameron, like Matt and Andrew, and we just like hauled ass and just made it all the way, and then got axed by Bob the Axe Man because we didn't even know it was him until he axed us. But like that whole charge just like happened so quick, and it was awesome. And then
no, we'll do Saturday because I actually have 2 as well.
Okay.
What is your favorite best day or best moment in the?
Okay, well that was my favorite on Saturday.
Okay, yeah. So what is Andrew's Saturday's best day or best moment?
I would probably say like a similar.
I thought you were gonna say anything.
Well,
I fucking hated this up.
I was thinking about it. Like, no, because it was a lot of really good moments, and I liked a lot of them. And like we were talking about before we started this, like I think we performed fantastically.
Us 3, and then
yeah, and so like there's a lot of those little moments where I was like, man, like I'm really happy with what we did. But I think my favorite moment from Saturday was when we made the bet for the beer.
I was gonna mention that.
That was fun. It was funny.
It was like in the heat of moment where I'm battling out and like I was like, hey, Andrew, I bet I can make it over to that bunker. You're like, bet you a beer. You're like, deal.
Yeah, you're on. Yep.
Yeah, my Saturday, other than the bet, I don't know, it was really good. I think it's just near the end because we were struggling all day. We were supposed to have the more advantage of the gameplay.
We didn't really get that.
But we, for some reason, I guess the players, also the commands, did bite a little bit.
Yeah.
So that had been my day. So now your Sunday story.
All right, my Sunday story trumps them all. Was the first push of the first game when I just, like us 3, just went up and just eliminated every living soul out of the LZ. Like we just spawned in there, we fucking hauled ass and just like it was just like crazy. Like we pushed and like Matt, you ran in front of me up to that dragon's tooth.
Yeah.
And you died, and I rolled up there, and then I started medicing you, and I got shot.
Yeah.
But, like, previously, before that, like, it was, like, me, you, and Andrew, and, like, a triangle of death, like, moving through the barrier woods, just, like, molesting anyone. And, like, then we made it to that dragon's tooth, and we got revived, and I fucking popped out of that dragon's tooth, and went around that weird-ass, like, bunker that was made out of, like, logs and shit, like, out in the same like little area from the Saturday push, and made it into that like 4-sided like blue thing, and just like murdered like 6 guys that were in that bunker. Just like rolled up in there and just was like straight.
Yeah, I know we almost had where we had a Mexican standoff almost, but we actually were able just to go through it and then eventually get to the pond and everything else.
Yeah,
that was good. Andrew,
I think my favorite moment from today was a little bittersweet. Like, we were pushing on the left side of the town to run and try and gain a foothold in the town to retake world-eating bomb that we had already placed inside the tower, but we had lost the tower.
Apparently that didn't mean anything.
Yeah, and like there was the giant ravine and the bridge, and like I felt like a boss. Like I slid down the ravine, ran up the other side, and just booked it to the other side of the town, hopefully leading the team behind me. Took out like at least 5 to 8 people. I just hosed down a squad that was just kind of chilling there, that had no idea that I was there. But the bittersweet part comes when I turned around and I found out that there was nobody behind me, and the whole team had disappeared, had vanished, and I was left all alone. But yeah, that's probably my favorite moment from today.
Mine, I didn't get to play I didn't play the second half because of my knee, and I didn't want to like overkill it with more injuries. So, but I played the first half, good first half. When Andrew and Jackson would follow me up into the 2-story building. What is that called? Escher. Follow up with that 2-story Escher with the pistols and just really didn't have any enemies in there because we already told it we got cleared out. So we just make sure we cleared that building again. And then...
Well, we were the ones who cleared it in the first place.
No, because there was a guy that was like, oh yeah, by the way, this building's already like cleared out. Like one of our team members that was already out. But we again, you never anticipate, in case I'm like, hey, it gets cleared out, we'll have that one guy happen to snuck in there and then pistol blast everybody out of the blue, and they're like, oh, well, it wasn't cleared then. We made sure we keep our guns up and we make sure we were on our guard because you never know what's gonna happen. You got that. We were coming up on top. We came back down. Got to the Lennox boxes, and then I decided to book into the tower, and I felt good and bad too at the same time because I went in there on like the first level was like 3 or 4 rebels, shot all of them. Got to the second floor, I shot about another 3 or 4 guys up there, and then later I realized they were actually friendly, so it was just an idiot friendly fire issue. But the third story, it looked like a guy on top was actually rebel because he had the red tape, so I shot him. So I am taking pretty much the entire tower, literally almost by myself, and everybody else followed up behind me because I had Spencer with me on top of the tower, and we held off for a good almost an hour up there, just back and forth. So that was like my highlight. Actually,
oh my God, can I have another highlight?
All right.
Please? Okay, so today when I was protecting Ed by myself because the rest of the team was non-existent.
Yeah.
And you were in the fucking tower.
Yeah.
And I was like, Matt, I need mags. And I fucking come out of that Connex box and like you like took your plate carrier off and just hucked a fucking mag at me all the way across the town. It was like, and then I was going to get it, and you were like, watch out, and you threw another one, and it almost like nailed me. I just thought that was so cool. Like, we were like mag sharing, except like we were mag sharing across the field.
Like across the field, like 3-story difference.
Like a football field of difference, and like, but you were so high up, you could just like huck it as hard as you could, and it like just made it like right there. It was awesome. That was so cool.
I'm surprised you didn't break, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I saw the first one, it just like sunk into the ground. I was like, ooh, that might be a bad idea.
No, it landed on its side.
Yeah, no, it landed on its side, but like it looked like it dug in like 4 inches. I was like, oh.
Maybe because the ground was soggy.
I checked it. It was fine. Like the BBs in there and everything were like.
I'll check that out. But all right, so now before we wrap this up, what was your overall experience for this entire weekend of BB Wars, the last one in their series? What was your guys' thoughts on the overall?
I think
Sum it up like a paragraph.
We personally grew a lot, like in terms of the way we play and the way we have an outlook on things now.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely learned a lot of like personal things and like team related stuff, like Deadeye stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think it was incredibly complicated. I think the COs and everything could have tried harder and made sure that everyone knew like what was going on, because I know everyone that I talked to had no fucking clue what was going on like the entire time.
Yeah.
and I think it was more of like, I think it was really one-sided, you know, like the Rebels got all the things that the Empire got in terms of like perks and shit, like airstrikes and all that, but all they had to do was just like sit in one spot and guard it, where the Empire had to like run around and like get droids and destroy shit, and like it was like really hard because like we didn't have anything going on our advantage to make us like a step ahead, you know, like there was nothing there that set us apart from the Rebels aside from what we had to do to win, you know. But I mean, I'd rate this weekend a solid like 6 out of 10. All right, Andrew.
I think like it's in the big games or the big events like this where you actually grow. Like I don't know that we do much growth like at PEDs or when it's smaller events, but like here, like you said, like I definitely felt it. Like not just us as like a team even, but like how I was saying earlier, like there were definitely times where I felt like I was an inspiration to the other players, or getting them to move and getting them to do things.
Yeah, because we would be taking the first steps.
Yeah, and as we would do those first steps, it gave confidence to everybody that was behind us, and that was like kind of amazing to see. Like,
but it also hurts you in the end because you don't have that team that's as aggressive as
Yeah,
you
we
are.
didn't have that team behind us, like, following us.
True. They should have followed us more, I think.
Yeah.
But, and I think definitely more than a few times, they should have been leading some of those charges. But, you know, the fact that we were there to do it, I think was awesome and amazing. And then, like, you see how, like, the battle unfolds because of the things that we were directly involved in. And so, that to me is fantastic, and you can't get that anywhere else except for when you have like 200 players on each side or 150 players on each side, and there's that amount of people that you don't necessarily know to come, at least hopefully, back you up and not disappear. Like it happened way too many times to us. But yeah, I love that. And there were definitely plenty of pitfalls to this weekend. It didn't go perfectly. But
yeah.
I would say that our performance, 9 out of 10, or perfect 10.
Oh, yeah, I'd give our performance itself like a 9 or a 10 out of 10.
And so,
but
like,
the op itself was definitely like a 6.
Yeah, I would
like
say
the whole experience, broad experience.
I don't know, because I think of the whole experience as our performance, and, well, I don't know. I would rate the op a 6. I would agree with you there.
Yeah.
But for my enjoyment of the op was a 9,
Really?
probably. Like, high.
Personal enjoyment.
Yeah, just because, like, I loved how much ass we kicked. Like,
Well,
that was fantastic.
Okay, I'll admit there. Like, I don't know, I was just thinking, like, when I gave it a 6, it was more like what the op itself was, and like what we had versus the Rebels, and like the fact that we'd get told to like push through barrier woods, and like we'd be pushing hardcore, and we'd get there and we'd get to the next spot when we were supposed to get relayed information, and our PL was non-existent anymore. He was gone.
Yeah.
It was like us three, just like, okay, we've made it here. What do we do now? Because now there's no one with us. Like, there's, like, we're getting shot from behind now because they literally just like looped us and came up from behind.
Yeah.
Because our team just left. So, like, that's what made it. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed running and like having such like it's almost like an Op 4 situation in Solstice Rising. Like, I liked having that sort of sense. Like, we were a heavy influence on the op this weekend.
Yeah.
Because like we weren't afraid to go up there and just like guns ablaze and like balls to the wall. Like, just go. So that, and in terms of that, like enjoyment on that level and everything, it was definitely a 9. But like, there was so much crap that just like could have easily been solved.
True.
If like they had really tried. Like when we got told that comms didn't matter, to just ditch the comms. Like,
Yeah.
like, what? That? How am I supposed to know my next direction when I'm halfway across the field doing something and then we get relayed something by our CO? Like, for all we know, we could be fighting against our own players now because they've captured something on the other side that we were supposed to get from a different angle, and we both think we're enemies now.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I don't know. I think comms play a huge role, and like, it wasn't important this weekend to them.
Yeah.
And communication didn't seem very important. It was like, okay, we'll relay it to the PL level, but that's where it's gonna end. And like, the fact of the matter was, is like, we started with a PL, and we made it till basically we got fire. We started getting enemy fire, and then there was no PL anymore. And we were like, all right, where did he go? And I think that was going on everywhere. Like, we weren't the only platoon that was having that issue.
Not on the rebel side.
Well, yeah, the rebel side was down pat.
Plus they had Bob, who knows the field pretty well too himself.
Like,
they had
like, props to Ed. Like, no shit. Like, he was out there like front lines fighting today. Like, cause the XO and the PLs weren't there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
He was doing a much better job than both of them by far.
yeah. So like, in terms of that, it's definitely a 6 because like, that was just stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it was just like mass confusion a lot, and there was just so many little tiny things that like there were just like a lot of rules, you know?
Yeah. Pulling out of one place, going to the other side of the map.
There was a shitload of walking too. Oh my god. I think a mobile respawn would have been so nice.
We had that in the first.
But it wasn't really mobile. Like in Airsoft GI's like rule list, they say that there's this mobile respawn that you can like bring with you and shit.
Yeah, like
what we do at PEVs. Like,
like
good grief, we'd be like pushed way the hell over like near the north, and we'd die, and we'd have to walk all the way back to the ammo depot, and I'm like, this sucks ass.
It's a big AO.
Like, I have to do like a half-mile walk back to spawn because like people were incompetent, like, well, one, weren't with us, because we'd be like pushing hardcore on the directions we were told, and then like nothing would come of it because people would just stop. But
then we go to the other side of the map.
Yeah,
do the same thing,
then we'd finally like find someone who knew like what was going on again.
Yeah.
And then we'd go over there, and like there wouldn't be anyone there anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just like crap like that like kind of spoiled the op for me. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, well, we're getting all this headway for this guy that's been telling us like what we need to do during like at the start of each phase, because that's like the only time we saw him. And then like we'd get there and we'd be like, all right, we're there, and we'd turn around and it'd be like us three and like the other guys we were running with when they were actually running with us before their guns went down and everything. So it was like, it just seemed like a lot of wasted energy that could have been put somewhere else, because we weren't actually, we'd make it there and we'd secure something, and then we wouldn't have the people with us to keep it for long, because the time checks were really, really big.
Yeah.
Like every like 30 minutes on the hour. So like every hour and a half, there'd be like a thing, or like every 45 minutes on the hour. So like it was just like, you need a lot more people with you in order to be able to get points like that, because you need to be able to like secure it and hold it down for a good while, because the rebels over here like have a comm system going. Their NCOs or whatever are like with them throughout all the way up, like leading leading the pack and everything. And they were utilizing a lot of their stuff a lot better than we did, I think. Like today when we got told not to use medics anymore.
Yeah.
It was like Andrew said, it takes 30 seconds to heal a player.
Versus the 2
Versus the 5 minutes that it takes to walk back. Like 5 minutes is a long time in a game like that.
Yeah. And when you have these firefights, these firefights will only last a few minutes. Then, the move is now up. Who's down, who's up, and whatever.
Yeah. So like, by saying that, like I said, he essentially ripped the backbone of our team out, because immediately when they'd get hit, they'd walk out back to spawn, which was a little ways back, and then it'd just be every single time someone got down, we'd lose our front a little bit more, and they'd push a little bit closer until we were at our spawn.
Yeah.
And then there was nothing to do anymore. So
now can I say my stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My overall thoughts, overall view for this weekend, I have to say, it's probably the worst op I've actually been to. Now, did I have fun? Did I get to play BB War? I get to play Aerosoft. Yeah, I had some cool experience and stuff like that. But I think it was the worst op because the organization on it was very, very just unorganized.
It's okay, Matt. You can say absolute shit.
Well, it's just a lot of rules changes, the reffing calling and stuff like that, where it's just kind of weird because Andrew got kicked out in the first half.
True.
Yeah, so
it's
it's
30 minutes.
Yeah, so he only lost 30 minutes, sure, but it's not a big deal or whatever. It wasn't kicked out for the whole day or banned or anything like that.
But he got kicked out for something that he didn't even do.
Yeah, so some of the reffing issues and stuff like that was kind of just wonky. Again, I don't even remember that Thunderbee going up. I don't even remember there was BBs in there at all. I understand it'd be stupid for somebody to bring it and use it because, again, what Chris says, it says, "Oh, congratulations, you just made a loud bang." I understand some people would have it so they have the BBs in there, but still, I didn't remember seeing it or anything, and just some of the other rules and stuff like that. But I mean, compared to the Cove, I didn't have fun at the Cove, but the experience made up for it because being a first time Milsim event. But coming into op, which I was expecting kind of sort of Nations End with Evic.
Nations End was fucking dank.
Yeah, and just run with all the people there. That made that and being at Ballahack. And then since I know Ballahack a little bit more now because been there before and able to play out a little bit different. But just again, commanding, just everything in general, just kind of sucking. So again, that's the only reason why we did our best, because we knew that we had to do something, we had to improve, and that was the only positive side about the whole thing, was we get to improve as players and a team, and just trying to get shit done and around on the field. But with that, we'll wrap it up. Hope it wasn't too long of a video for you guys.
That's not that bad.
I don't know how long it is. It's dark in here.
Oh, I'll check. It's 23 minutes.
That's fine. So with that, we're gonna squat up on this pumpkin pie, and we're you want to sign us out because Deadeye.
Let's all do it. Let's all just set our tag numbers to be cool.
I don't know why.
That's whatever. All right, this is DE11, and we'll see you on the field.
All right, peace.
Later.
I don't know how to shut this off.